Xin chào everybody, welcome back. You're watching VietnamSteve in Exile, and I've got a good one for you today. Today I want to talk to you about my Exile Survival kit. So I've been down under for a couple of months now, and it's not all Vegemite and sunshine. So there's a bunch of things that I've done to help me survive down under. Just walking down at the waterfront here in Brisbane, and daughter's doing a driving lesson. So while she's doing that, I'm pounding out 5 kilometres, and then got a big day ahead going strawberry picking today. So out to the strawberry farm, picking a few strawberries. Beautiful sunny day. I'll show you some of the blue sky when we get going down here, and show you what true winter is in Brisbane. So let's get into it. Some of the little things that keep me sane and connected, and still a little bit Vietnamese, while I'm here in Brisbane. Got a few crosswalks here, and you never know if people are going to stop or not. So have a look at that blue sky there. How good's that? And where I'm heading down here is just perfect today, just perfect. All right, first things first, food fixes. So I need a slow rice cooker, and I need some groceries. And to keep a little bit of Vietnam here, keep my survival kit going, I make sure that we don't miss the cheap street food in Vietnam, because we get out to Little Vietnam here in Brisbane and get a taste of home. My food fix survival kit starts with rice and spices. Of course, Tiffany, my daughter, does a lot of the cooking here. She's whipping up a Vietnamese storm every day of the week. It's like living in a restaurant. And the other daughter, Nancy, she's queen of the rice cooker. So we've got rice on hand whenever we need it. So look, if you're an expat in exile like me, what have you got to get those food fixes from home and keep you a little bit sane while you're exiled from where you actually want to be? If it wasn't for the rice cooker, I probably would have surrendered already. Lovely blue skies. And I'll go around this way. Look, let me tell you, this routine's not much. I do an hour's exercise, and if I can continue doing an hour's exercise every day, I feel like I've kept up my routine, and it makes me feel like I'm more than just surviving. I've got the rhythm happening. Third thing in my Exile survival kit is really around staying connected. So with the advent of Wi-Fi. We can have FaceTime calls with our friends in Vietnam. We can stay connected as though we're almost there. We can watch the Vietnamese news. I've got the local news channel from Ha Long actually on YouTube. I catch up with the news every day. And makes it feel a bit less like exile and a little bit more like just a stopover here. And that's how I approach it in my own mind. Although I am exiled down under for a little while now, it's really just a stopover for me on my way back home to Ha Long Bay. Now, can I get this thing to turn around? Because I'm actually at the bay here in Brisbane. There you go, how's that?
Hello.
Hello. It's a beautiful day out there. My son here has bought a jet ski, or a wave runner, and no doubt we'll have some of that on the video on another day. But absolutely beautiful down here. This is 9:15 in the morning, coming to the end of winter. 22 degrees, blue sky. Welcome to God's country. Oh, it's lost me. There we go. Number 3 or 4 on the survival. Exile Survival kit is, I actually have a literal Exile Survival kit. Now, I'm not going to show it to you, it's back at home. But I've brought some Vietnamese spices. So we have a shrimp salt that we put on everything, including fruit. And we've managed to find a supplier on the other side of Australia that's got that, and we get it shipped over 30 jars at a time. Number of spices that we use for cooking, we source those on the old interweb and get them delivered. And of course, whenever we come back from Vietnam, we're bringing some of the spices that we can't get, particularly a lovely sauce called Tuon Ot. They have that here, but they don't have the brand that we like. And so we bring the brand we like. So as well as the survival kit that I'm talking about, I also have a physical survival kit full of Vietnamese goodies. We do shop at the Vietnamese market here, and some of the goodies that they have over there that you don't usually see is a lot of the vegetables that are more Asian orientated, but also little quail eggs, and I know you can probably get them at your normal shop, but we've got a bunch of quail eggs that we like to eat. And the way we buy the meat is interesting because we're not buying the usual Australian cuts of meat. We're just buying a lump of meat and cutting it up ourselves. And so while we might have a pork chop or a lump of pork, we're cutting it into how we want to actually eat it. So make sure you've got your food fix organised. Make sure you've got your rhythm organised. Make sure you've got your communication organised. And make sure you've got your actual survival kit organised. 4 great things if you're like me, heading into exile. All right. Hope you're enjoying my little walk around the neighbourhood here. Heading back up to where I came from now. And thanks to those of you that have stuck with me. Thanks to those of you that have left it as well. I know that the walk and talk vlog's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people like the fully curated mess that we see on YouTube. I'm a walk and talk vlogger. The reason I like that is I think it's more genuine. Not that the fully curated VARTs are less genuine, but I like to see what makes people tick, so I like the walk and talk vlog. So thanks to all of you that have stuck with me as I've done this. rest assured I won't be changing the format to an AI presented movie length TikTok. You'll be getting the raw warts and all walk and talk around the neighbourhood. Please like the video if you're liking VietnamSteve in Exile. Please like the video if you want to see me back in Vietnam, because I will be back in Vietnam soon. Planning to get up there in October, and you'll be seeing some VARTs around the streets of Ha Long in October and November. Subscribe to the channel. That's the only way I know you get access to the latest entertainment. And share the video with people that you know that are looking to move overseas, VietnamSteve, or have had to come back from their chosen destination and spend some time in exile, whether that's for health or medical reasons, family reasons, need a change away from the heat and smoke of Asia, or just need a mixed way of living. The other thing I need in the survival guide is hearing the local language. So I get that a bit through YouTube. I can watch Vietnamese stuff on TV. But I also try and learn a few words every day from the family here. So I'm not a Vietnamese speaker, but I make sure they talk to me in Vietnamese, and I've got myself counting from 1 to 10 now. So when I get back to Vietnam, the little 2-year-old niece is not going to outperform Big Steve. Want to learn a bit more of the language so I can communicate with people when I'm out at the market and things like that. So that's probably still an unfinished piece of work, but it's got to be in your survival kit, you know. You love hearing the Vietnamese language and watching them interact with each other. That's part of VietnamSteve's Exile Survival Kit. All right, probably got myself a bit lost here, so I'm going to have to just pause you guys for a minute while I figure out the way back to my car. When I come back, I'll probably just tell you what I'm doing today before I jump onto the final, most important thing in the survival kit and wrap this one up for you. So today I've been out, had a coffee with my son and the grandson. Got the daughter down for driving lessons. Checked up the strawberry picking scenario. But given that the sun's come out today, I think it's going to be Garden Steve. Two things happen in the garden. One is I'm the cutter of the garden, so I'm going to be cutting back. I've got a hedge trimmer, cutting back some of the overgrown hedges. And of course, my wife's the market gardener, so we've got pretty much self-sufficient out the back. We'd have probably 30 different vegetables growing, and we pretty much get all of our greens, or most of our greens. We do go to a fruiterer from the garden. So today, with such a blue sky and a beautiful day, I think it's get the lawn ship shape, get the hedges ship shape. I have a refuse bin here that goes to the local government every second Monday, and that's for green waste. So sort of a plan every 2 weeks is to make sure I've filled the green waste bin to the limit. Costs $1 per week, it's $50 a year, and they take it away for me. So hard to get anybody to work for $1 a week in Australia, and so I've got the council jumping for me on that one. All right, second last one. I know I said it's the last one, but I got a bonus one at the end about financials. So the second last one is in my Exile survival kit is to not really treat it like Exile. I really just treat it like another boots on the ground fact-finding mission, and treat it as a journey. So make sure if I was journeying through Myanmar or Laos or Cambodia, what would I be doing as part of that journey? And try and do that here down under. So make sure I look after my mental health and don't get too wound up about being in exile. All right, bonus financial tips for the Expat in Exile Survival Guide coming right up. So I mean, financial survival's the key. If you can't survive financially, you're dead in the water. Here's the reality check for the Expat in Exile Survival Guide. Prices is it. Australia hits really hard after Vietnam. Coffee costs triple. In fact, coffee probably costs 5 times as much. It's about $1 in Vietnam and it's probably $5 here. Eating out costs 10 times. So meal for 4 in a cafe style situation in Vietnam's probably 16 Australian dollars. Meal for each person in Australia is probably $20 to $25. So it's out of control. My survival trick is cook at home. And of course, we do that every day of the week. We've got a bit of a routine. Tiffany's table is underway every day. Tiffany cooks every meal. Nancy cooks the rice. And on days where we have a day off, public holidays, school-free day, etc., Nancy does the cooking. VietnamSteve's doing the cooking on Friday nights. Had osso buco last night. Had a cabbage arrangement that my mother gave me the recipe of the Friday before. And of course, remember, exile isn't forever. Thanks for watching. I've really enjoyed talking to you about my Exile Survival Guide. I hope it's got a few ideas there for you guys that have been in foreign locales and have had to head home and need a survival guide. I know a few people that have done that. I don't see them posting as regularly. I'd love to hear what their survival kit is to help them survive the duration. Stay frosty. Hope you're enjoying the VietnamSteve in Exile Varts. And I'll see you in the next one.